Okay, it's pretty nice out in Kokomo today. It's 36 degrees outside, so it's cold, but it's kind of sunny. I woke up this morning and it was sunny, and when it's sunny, man, uh, I just feel a lot better than when it's cloudy and gray. So I may go for a walk today. I haven't been for a walk for like a month and a half at least, maybe 2 months. And walks are so nice for clearing your head and just exercise and all that stuff. so here we go. I'm going to finish more questions. Looks like I can get through like a page every 3 videos maybe, because I'm like a third of the way done from the last video. So about 12 of these videos should take care of all the questions. And then all the questions will be done, and then no one will ever have questions for me again, having to do with Harley Poe. So let's just go from the bottom up today. What made you write fucked up music? Personal experience, film, catharsis. All 3 of those. I started Harley Poe, like I said before. I was into horror films, and I still am. And I just wanted to write about the movies I loved in my own way. And also, later on, it's always been cathartic for me to write. It's something I need to do. It's how it's my therapy. It's how I deal with my shit. And yeah, personal experiences, obviously. Yeah. So yeah, all those things. How to come up with right chords, notes to use with lyrics. Well, lyrics are a little bit harder for me, but making melody. I wake up in the morning and I'm humming stuff, and I have a tune in my head, or I'll get a tune in my head and I'll figure the chords out and I'll put it on my phone, and so for another day, for when I need music for lyrics. So when lyrics come to me, I have all this music to choose from, or all these melodies to choose from that I've been putting on my phone for months, and that's why you get a lot of these twisted lyrics with these happy, upbeat, poppy songs, because I'm just kind of putting them together, whether they belong together or not. And I'll say, I like this melody, and this song is about fucking a dead person. And so I put it together, and you get this happy melody about fucking a dead person. So that's how I do it. I think that's what the question was, how to come up with right chords, notes. There's no right way, man. If you want a depressing song and you want the music to be depressing, you write depressing minor chords or whatever. But you might want a depressing song with happy melodies. I'm retarded. Observations on how we treat each other. Oh, wait, sorry. Songs wanted to explore, but sorry. Like I said, this is just my chicken scratch. Broken relationships with depression, specific experiences or observations on how we treat each other. Okay, Only Lost and Losing It pretty much was about a broken relationship. That album was about my divorce. And that's all. That's really it. All the other songs about relationships are just my fears. I think if I'm in a relationship, most of them were written while I was in a relationship, and so it's my fear of losing that person, or just I'm going back into high school, looking back into high school, even though I was with somebody all through high school. She went to a different school, so I think I just always felt rejection a lot, and so I knew what that felt like, and so I could write these songs about monsters and getting rejected by the people they wanted to be with. So it was just all my fear. It's all just me being afraid of life. So yeah, that's what these songs are about, fucked up relationships and stuff. Some are specific experiences. Others are observations on how we treat each other. Man, we and we're all there. We all go there. We all treat each other horribly sometimes. So sorry, I'm just trying to go through some of these. And inspiration from country and western. They mentioned the Psycho cover. Yeah, there is a lot of inspiration from country bands and western bands. Johnny Cash was probably the biggest inspiration. When Harley Poe started with In the Dark, that album I was listening to Johnny Cash all the time. That's why the only reason I wanted to write like songs about murdering your wife, because he did a lot of that, and I was influenced by Johnny Cash a lot. I also love Slim Cessna's Auto Club. There's a lot of influence from Harley Poe from that band. And yeah, that Psycho, Leon Payne. That's not the version that I was covering. I forget who it was that I was covering. I think a 1960s version is the version I was covering, and I heard that song on a compilation of all oldies talking about death, and I just fell in love with that song. So check out the original, or just look up different versions of Psycho. Look up, it's a late 1950s version of Psycho. I wish I could remember what it was. I'll put it in the description in the bottom. How to get inspiration for writing. I say, well, you write about what you know, and that's it. If your life is obsessed with horror films, then you write about horror films. If you're constantly going through relationships, you write, listen to the radio, man. Everyone's writing about love and relationships because that's what we know. Our relationships with others. You love cars or surfing, you write about, you're the Beach Boys. You write about surfing and stuff. That's how you get inspiration for writing. Drums to washboard. Reason for change of sound. Was it a natural thing, like from drums to washboard, horror to personal? A lot of it was natural, yeah. I just, it's going to continue to change as Harley Poe continues on. As long as I'm writing music, I'm probably going to write under the alias of Harley Poe, and I'm probably going to just sing about what's going on in my head and my life. I tend to lean towards the darker, side of life, and I like horror films and I like weird shit. So that's always going to be there, what I'm into is always going to come out in the lyrics. But if I'm going through a depressing stage in my life, going through a heartbreak, I'm going to write about my heartbreak. And the drums to washboard thing, I've always wanted washboard. I've always wanted bongos and congas and a different kind of percussion. I like drums. If I need a break from what I'm doing, give me some drums, give me some electric guitar. Just put out the 7 Inches of Hell singles, and that was fun to do. But it's not something I want to keep doing. Harley Poe started as an acoustic thing, and I prefer that. I prefer drums are just so loud. And guitar is so loud, amps are so loud. I like being able to pull out my guitar and play right there in front of a bunch of people with no microphones and no amps. And so Washboard allows that. So back in 2014, before we did these 7 inches, I was trying to get Chris to play on Washboard or play more of a percussive set. And I just, no one would go along with that. That's one reason I changed members up too, because it's my fucking band. And if we're not going to do the sound I'm hearing, then I'm going to find people that will do the sound that I'm hearing. So, but it doesn't mean I won't play with drums again. I just, I prefer a more folky sound. So, that's the truth. And horror to personal, same thing. Like I said, I write about what I'm going through at the time. So I think that covers that. Reason for change. Oh, same. Sorry. What happened to the old lineup? Okay, that's a good question too. But there's been a lot of old lineups in Harley Poe. When Harley Poe first started Within the Dark, it was Christopher Thomas on drums with brushes. It was Chad Serhol on acoustic bass and C.J. Sutton on mandolin. And those were the members of Calibretto. And then the next album, Dead and the Naked, Christian Raquelmoy joined up on brushes on a snare, and Adam Kerr joined up on mandolin, and then Kevin Phillips was on mariachi bass. And then there's a split with the Dead Vampires, and Greg Manfredi joins up on organ, and Kerr's out, and Kevin and Chris are still in. And then Wretched, Filthy, Ugly, it's those 3 guys still. And then Satan, Sex, and No Regrets. And Kevin's out. Wes is in, now playing Get Joe. And Greg moves from keyboards to upright bass on Satan, Sex, and No Regrets. And then Pagan Holiday, and those guys are still in. And Jordan Engel joins up on mandolin. And Jake Strakis joins up on accordion. And accordion. And so after that, were the 7 inches. 7 inches, Jake's out, and it's everybody else still in there. And after the 7 inches, I get divorced, and everybody's out. And I do Falling Down on my phone because I was just miserable and alone and whatever. I was tired of, we just did the 7 inches. And I'm so glad everybody likes it. Thanks for listening to that, guys, if you listened to it yesterday. But I needed a break from the electric stuff. I needed to go back down and strip it down as far as I could. And that's what I did after Wretched Filthy Ugly came out. It was very poppy, electric. I played a lot of electric guitar on that one. And Greg did organ and a lot of keyboards. A lot of surfy stuff on that one, and I needed a break, so I went down to Satan's Sex, which is very stripped down and folky again. So anyway, we're at Pagan Holiday, and oh no, we're at Falling Down now. Falling Down is by myself again, and then I start writing. I write about my divorce now, and I want a different sound. So Greg stays with me on bass. Jamie Johnson comes in on vocals. Stephen Berghoff plays piano. And Matt Clark plays brushes on a snare now. And he's also the guy who recorded that album and mixed it. And so he played drums. He was an awesome drummer. He offered to record that album, and it was just easy. And so he just filled in the spot that Christian had done at some time at that point. It was easy because Christian lived an hour away from me. And I wanted to record it when we could because, we just kind of did it when we had free time. And so after Satan's Sex, tour starts some tours start to happen. We go out with Amigo the Devil. So at this point, it's Jamie Johnson on vocals, on washboard now, and on clarinet. And Lily Thielman comes in to do some vocals. Greg's still on acoustic bass. Matt Clark's still on some brushes. No more Stephen Berghoff. No more piano. And then other instruments, I think we just all do. And then we tour for a while. And the tour lineup is me, Jamie, Greg, and Mike Wilson. And Mike Wilson's on ukulele bass now. So, and after tour, we toured for about 2 years. We did 3 tours. And, just shit happens on tour. And so after tours, I went and did Pinocchio Pariah by myself because I was at that place again. I just needed to get away from everybody. And I was, just fed up with some things. And that was it. That was the last thing that's happened is Pinocchio Pariah, other than the 7 inches getting released, but they came out originally in 2015. So the lineup has changed from the very beginning of Harley Poe for the last 20 years, and I suspect the lineup will most likely change again because I would love to do a band. I'd love to do like an album with like cello and violin and just an orchestra or something. So I would love to do different things still. And so I find the people that can play these instruments that I want. However, I'm finishing up another release, follow-up to Pinocchio Pariah, pretty much by myself. I'm going to ask somebody to help me out with that. But other than that, I do plan to start playing with the band again, start practicing, prepping for a future tour, if life allows that. I would love to go on tour again. I'm getting kind of antsy these days. So, and I've already asked the people that I want to play with. So, there you go. I hope that answers some questions about the lineup and how it's changed and how it will probably continue to evolve and change with whatever I'm going through or whatever I want to play, whatever kind of sound I'm looking for. Most fun album to make. For some reason, man, I had a lot of fun making the last, even though I was depressed and going through a hard time, I had fun making the Divorce trilogy albums, which are Falling Down, Lost and Losing It, and Have a Great Life. I had a lot of fun recording Lost and Losing It. But the most fun I've had, the most fun was Wretched Filthy Ugly. It was me, Kevin, Chris, and Greg, and we go to Brazil, Indiana, and we stay at this our friend's studio. Sorry, it's already 15 minutes, and I'm about out of time. And anyway, we stay and have a lot of fun, and we just get high and go to the grocery store and get ice cream, and we play video games and watch movies. It was just fun. It was just it was relaxing. we kind of lived in the studio even though it took like 2 years to record Wretched Filthy Ugly because I started going to school and having children. Well, I didn't have children. My wife had children. I'm out of time. I'll see you guys later.